Welcome to TechStars India. Minimum hardware requirements for installing the Windows Server 2016 OS. 64-bit hardware with the processor clock speed of at least 1.4 GHz, 4 GB of RAM, 120 GB of hard disk space. Let's see the steps to install Windows Server 2016 OS on a Hyper-V virtualization server. Step 1. Configure the hardware specifications for the virtual machine using Hyper-V Manager. Step 2. Add the Server 2016 ISO image file. Step 3. Begin the OS installation process. Open the Hyper-V Manager. Right-click on Admin. Choose New. Then click on Virtual Machine. Click on Next here. Provide display name for Virtual Machine. This name will be displayed in Hyper-V Manager. I have named it Windows 2016. Here choose the directory to store Virtual Machine hard disk path. Then click on Next. I'm choosing Generation 1. It supports to install 32-bit and 64-bit operating systems. Then click on Next. Provide RAM size for this Windows Server 2016 virtual machine. I added 4 GB of RAM for this VM. Then click on Next. Configuring default network adapter for this VM. Then click on Next. Here, we can see the details of virtual machine hard disk name, hard disk location, and size of the hard disk. Then click on Next. Choose Install an operating system from a bootable CD or DVD. Browse and choose the Windows Server 2016 ISO image file. Then click on Next. Click here on Finish. We have configured the hardware spec for virtual machine and added the ISO image to install the OS. Let's begin to install Windows Server 2016 OS. Right-click on Windows 2016 Virtual Machine and choose to start for power on the machine. Again right-click on Windows 2016 and choose to connect for open the VM console. Change the time and currency format to English India and click on Next. Here click on Install Now. OS installation setup is starting. Here I'm choosing Windows Server 2016 Standard Evaluation, Desktop Experience, for GUI visual. Then click on Next. Read and accept license terms. Then click on Next. Choose Custom, Install Windows Only, Advance. Select the disk. Allocate the size for partition. And choose the OS drive partition. Then click on Next. Microsoft Server 2016 OS started to install. Progress going on for installing the necessary OS files. Once finished, OS installation process is rebooting the server. Getting devices ready means that OS prepares to load hardware drivers and installing necessary components. After this progress, OS will reboot the machine again. Machine is preparing to load the Microsoft Server 2016 logon screen. Here configure the password for administrator user account. And click on Finish. All done. We have successfully installed Microsoft Windows Server 2016 operating system with GUI desktop experience. Unlock the logon screen and start to use Windows Server 2016. We will come up again with video clip for how to take backup and restore virtual machines from Hyper-V virtualization server.